Hello, everybody out there in YouTube land, and welcome to DC Fans United. So, today I went for a little walk and a comic book read, and I brought along Damage number 3 and number 4. So, I finally got to read these. I thought they were quite good. I thought issue 3 was better than issue 4, and I'll get into why when we get to issue 4. But to start off with, we have issue number 3. As you can see, we've got Wonder Woman on the cover, and she's got Damage all tied up with her lasso. It's a really dynamic cover, and I, of course, like it a lot. I like both the covers. Tony Daniels' art's really great. He is a tremendously good artist, and really the main reason I ended up being interested in this series. So, of the New Age of Heroes books, which ones do you guys like the best? Do you like Damage the best, or perhaps Silencer, or the Terrifics, or something like that? Alright, so let me know down in the comments. So I'm going to go ahead and start off here on the first page. Now, it starts out with a bit of a flashback, which goes back to the very first issue, where Ethan, who is Damage, was sent on this mission, and they're essentially recapping what he did, and he destroyed all of the enemy forces. So this is one of his earliest, actually this is his first mission. So anyways, they just recap it, and it exceeded beyond their imagination how strong he was, and they talk about how he took a tank shell to the chest and kept going. So then we pick up with a 2-page splash page, and this is picking up from the end of issue 2. So in that issue, he defeated the Suicide Squad, and Wonder Woman arrived. Now she's fighting him. So, beautiful art. Really love the detail. I love the way he draws Wonder Woman. She looks so amazing. So she's there now, and fighting. And they have quite a battle back and forth. See, he hits her, and she flies and smashes through all these trees and gets back up and says, so there will be no armistice then. And he's leaping over, and she says, whatever you are, you defeated the entire Suicide Squad in 3 minutes. Impressive. And then she says, I would have taken less than 1. And throws a tree at him. Look at the detail, too, on the roots and stuff. All the branches and things going with. You know, I really buy Damage for the art. Tony Daniels is just a phenomenal artist. So he flies, and then, you know, she does her Wonder Woman leap, and leaps over there, and he grabs her by the throat. And then we get this internal dialogue, where it says, Damage, don't do this. Don't kill Wonder Woman. And she says, squeeze harder if you wish to crush my throat. Because, you know, she's Wonder Woman, she's badass, but it's really implied here that Damage is stronger than Wonder Woman. The strength level of Damage is off the charts. I'm starting to think he might, like, physically be the strongest DC character, at least on Earth. So, he doesn't kill her because he's having that internal dialogue. So Ethan and Damage always have a back and forth, and this is where, you know, he's starting to be more self-aware of what's going on while he's Damage, and he's starting to transition to being more heroic and doing less murder. So he doesn't kill her, so she takes the advantage and hits him. See him fly back, and she keeps attacking. You know, Wonder Woman's not going to let an advantage go in a fight. She's a warrior. So we go, and he's basically, you know, having a hard time with this whole situation. And she's like, do you yield? Asking him if he surrenders. And then we see this, this backhand. She goes flying. I did actually laugh when I read this the first time and saw that panel. I don't know why. I love Wonder Woman, but I was just like, oh man, she got wrecked. So, you know, it's quite a fight. One of my friends was saying Damage is just action schlock, and it really kind of is, but I like it. So she does... She gets knocked, you know, flies through some buildings and crashes. Damage comes and attacks again. She ties him up with the lasso. And then, because he's got the lasso of truth on, giant 2-page splash page, we start to get, for some reason it like allows him, the two parts of himself, Damage and Ethan, to both merge better. So he starts to have all of these memories of what he had done while he was being controlled by the army. And it says like Operation Blue Mongoose, Operation Wide Broom, Operation Boxcar. And he's like, I killed hundreds, thousands. So basically he's coming to the realization of what he's been doing. And he wasn't aware of that before. Oh man, Bendis is coming. I'm going to have to do a video about this topic sometime. Let's just say for now I wasn't impressed with his story in Action Comics 1000. And look, there's an ad for Action Comics 1000. So I did a video on the top 27 covers, or top 27. I did a video of all of the covers of Action Comics 1000 that I could find, so be sure and check that out if you haven't. So these two are still fighting. He, let's see, actually gets away from the lasso, believe it or not. Wonder Woman couldn't believe it. So he was running out of time, so he turned back into human form here, but he actually managed to escape the lasso. That's probably how he did it. He shrunk down in size. So she doesn't know that, though. And then the Colonel here, who's in charge of Damage, has been watching the whole thing, and she says to move their operations. And she calls Amanda Waller just to talk crap. She's like, the Suicide Squad failed, Damage is way stronger, and Amanda Waller is just like, I'm going to kill Damage, I don't care, you know? So you don't want to pick a fight with Waller. Alright, so then the Colonel here wants Damage back, so she hires this new team who can track really well and stuff. So then we see Damage, or he's in the form of Ethan. He's at this diner and he's hanging out, and we overhear this truck driver is going to New Orleans. So he stows away. He gets out of Atlanta and goes down to New Orleans. And on the last page here, we find out the Justice League is now aware of the situation, of course, because Wonder Woman fought Damage. So the thing about this that was really cool is she says, I fought him for nearly an hour, Bruce. I've never encountered strength like that. And Superman says, never. Okay, so the implication here is that Damage is stronger than Superman. I'm holding my, opinion on that, but Damage is definitely top tier strength. Alright, so DC Nation issue 0, only 25 cents. I know a lot of people got that. I haven't been able to, but I've heard really good things, and I mean, for a quarter, you can't complain. So issue 4, we're picking up right after issue 3 with issue 4. I'm doing a 2-for-1 double shot review. So Damage number 4 is pretty good, but my main issue with it, aside from the cover, the art isn't by Tony S. Daniel. And the whole reason I was following Damage is because of Tony Daniel. So the artist is this guy, Cary Nord, and he's not bad. He's definitely good, but it's just, especially, you know, I read issue 3 and then issue 4. It's hard to step down in quality even a little. So basically there's a farm. It starts out with a farm scene, and the tractor gets wrecked by a bunch of vines, and we find out it's Poison Ivy. So she is waging war on humans, and in this case farmers, in this particular field, because, you know, basically from her perspective, they're enslaving plants and eating them and cutting them down and all this stuff she doesn't like. So she kills these guys. And I do like the way he draws Poison Ivy. I do think he's a good artist. It's just a very different style from Tony Daniel. So the truck driver we saw earlier is here. He made it to New Orleans. Oh, and the dialogue's actually kind of cool, because he's talking a little bit about how there was all this chaos in Atlanta because of the fight with Wonder Woman. And he talks about how he avoided the checkpoints and stuff because he's a savvy driver and wanted to save time. So I thought that was kind of cool, because it explains how Ethan was able to escape and not, you know, get captured by the cops. So then we have a flashback. This part was kind of boring, I thought. It's just, you know, they're injecting him with the Damage serum. It's just a backstory kind of thing to fill in so you can see him when he first transitioned into Damage. And there he is. He's all big and smashes up the lab. So then we go back to where we were, and he's sneaking away from the truck. And the truck driver's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And Ethan just said, "Oh, I needed a ride," and that he didn't take anything. And he's going to New Orleans to look for work. So the truck driver, coincidentally, has a cousin, I believe he says, that is a farmer and needs help. So he's going to take Ethan to go work there. Another ad. Okay, so we pick up with these guys. They're tracking Ethan. They're at the diner, and we get a little bit about their superpowers. Like, she's really good at tracking. She can smell them and stuff, and even see it, that he was there, and knows that he got into a semi-trailer and all that. So my battery's low, so I'm going to try and wrap this up. Hopefully it didn't drop the quality of the video. I don't think it should, but... Alright, so Ethan's on the farm there. He's going to help out. There's some funny dialogue, because the farmhands are actually pretty cool guys, I think, from what I heard. Then they see this forest, which wasn't there before. It just grew out of nowhere. And they're like, where did that come from? Then we see Poison Ivy. She comes out. She's acting nice at first, and then she tears them apart. Well, she does, I don't know if she kills them for sure, but she ties them up with vines and stuff. Then Ethan's there. He transitions into Damage. Lunges, jumps, fights, knocks her back. Bendis. Alright, so we get this pretty good fight between Damage and Poison Ivy, and it looks okay. I think this art's okay. It's just, it's not Tony Daniel. So it actually ends on a bit of a cliffhanger. It looks like Damage is losing. He's all tied up, and the vines is disturbing are actually going into his mouth. So I don't know if they're going to kill him or what. So that's how the end of the issue is. Let me know down in the comments what you thought. I hope they bring Tony Daniel back. I don't know what's going to happen with issue 5 and on. If nothing else, the covers are beautiful. And I really loved issue 3. Big fan of Wonder Woman. Issue 4 was alright. The writing's good throughout. Alright, that's all for now. If you haven't hit the bell for notifications, please do so you're aware when I put up content. And if you aren't subscribed, please subscribe. You're awesome for subscribing. And as always, thanks for watching and being a part of DC Fans United.